Came here as fast as I could.
Why are you wearing a dress, Woody?
It's called a poncho, Forky.
They need to bring him back.
You can't rush art.
Hi, I'm Jack, and welcome back, because today I'm going to give you guys a review for the 5th installment in Pixar's landmark franchise, Toy Story 5. Toy Story 5 is directed by Andrew Stanton, and the plot follows Buzz, Jessie, and the rest of the gang as they come face to face with Lilypad, a brand new tablet that changes Bonnie's life and how she plays with toys, and what does that mean for the toys in a world where technology is advancing. This leads to Woody finding a way back to the gang as the toys band together in a battle with Lilypad, and so as dealing with Bonnie's future. Toy Story is one of my all-time favorite franchises. Each of the original 3 movies are some of my favorite movies of all time. They mean so much to me growing up, but I also really adore the characters of Woody, Buzz, Jessie, Rex, and the rest of the crew. They're timeless stories with important messages that you can take away both as a kid and especially as someone who is growing up. Those movies are timeless through and through and embody some of the strengths that Pixar is known for. And Toy Story 4, a movie that I do really like, even if it's not my favorite of the 4, I still enjoy as its own little movie. And when they've announced Toy Story 5, I was very curious, what is the story that makes them justify doing a 5th movie after how the previous 2 movies wrapped up? And with the trailers, I grew more and more hopeful that Toy Story 5 was going to solidify why Toy Story is a top-tier franchise. Having now seen it, very happy to say they nailed it yet again. Pixar does not miss with Toy Story. Toy Story 5 is not only a wonderfully animated movie as expected from Pixar, but this movie has, yet again, really fun characters. Jessie gets to be the star of the show this time around, and I loved everything they do with Jessie.
Okay, cowboy.
Joan Cusack is perfect in this role. I've enjoyed her in every movie since she was introduced in Toy Story 2, and this gives her a lot of wiggle room now that Jessie is Bonnie's toy, and how does she take charge in this new phase of Bonnie's life where technology has been introduced, and how does that affect with toys playtime, and what does Jessie do to try to amend things, and so is the little adventure she goes on. She is very fun, and the way the movie ties back to Toy Story 2 with her past with Emily is very heartfelt and gives me a lot of teary-eyed moments that excels for Toy Story as a franchise. The way Toy Story 5 handles technology is very nuanced. It's not the simple technology evil message that I was thinking this was going to go into, but rather it uses how technology plays a role in our lives.
Me and the toys have been working all summer to try and get Bonnie to make friends, but then you had to ruin it. You're not even listening to me.
I'm always listening.
See? Now look here. Me and the toys have been working.
It is a very well done way of handling that topic, considering Toy Story 5 is now 5 movies into this landmark franchise, and one of the things they do to spice things up with a story to tell is how does technology factor in with playtime after we've seen what the status quo is like with these movies. How this movie handles Woody's return is very good. It gives Jessie and Buzz enough screen time to shine, and while this is the least screen time Woody's had in a movie, it is still very fun to see him return yet again. The voice cast are all good as usual, with Tom Hanks and Tim Allen just showing why they are utterly perfect as these characters, and this movie still has its fair share of really funny moments, especially this one right here. The new supporting characters are really fun, especially Conan O'Brien as Smarty Pants being one of the funniest characters in the movie. I also enjoyed the army of Buzz Lightyears. They were one of my favorite parts of the movie. At first, I wasn't sure what they were doing aside from being very funny, but as the movie goes on, there is a payoff to it that worked off wonderfully for the Buzz Lightyear army. And this movie still has a lot of adventure to it. Bonnie herself gets a lot to do this time around. I really enjoyed her story in Toy Story 5, being this kid with technology who wants to fit in with the other kids, who has this unique sense of loving to play with toys. But once she gets into Lilypad and technology, she starts to see the dangers of how technology can affect somebody. There's an incredible scene with her that deals with cyberbullying that really tugged my heartstrings, and it really does a good job of highlighting the dangers of cyberbullying, and so as being too attached to technology, and especially if it comes to fitting in with the wrong crowd. While I greatly missed getting a bigger role from the original supporting characters like Mr. Potato Head, Rex, Ham, and Slinky Dog, I still enjoy all of the characters in this movie, from the three leads themselves to the new characters like Lilypad and Smarty Pants. Toy Story 5 is very well directed by Andrew Stanton. I do appreciate that Pixar finds a way to lock in with Toy Story with a great new story that is not only relevant in today's day and age with the rise of kids using technology, especially at a younger age, and what that does to them, and why it is important to be very social with other people. And it takes a really smart angle of what Toy Story movies excelled at with how do they tell very important storylines and bring it to the big screen, and also do it in a manner that's very satisfying. It works well as a follow-up to Toy Story 4, while also having a lot of these same ideas that the franchise is very famous for. That being said, as good as the story is for Toy Story 5, it admittedly can take a bit to really kick things off. There is a lot going on in Toy Story 5, a lot more than what the previous 4 movies had in terms of their story. But I do think as Toy Story 5 takes a bit to get rolling in the first half, it does kick into high gear at a certain point, and then from that point all the way till the end, it manages to land the ship very nicely.
Nice. Made me happy, made me smile. Nice.
In conclusion, I loved Toy Story 5. Pixar nailed it yet again with these characters. I really enjoyed the story while balancing the heart and the fun that I come to know from these movies, while having these characters get great storylines that are very fun, human, and also connects with Bonnie very well. That is gorgeously animated as expected. This is a great movie and a worthy installment in the legacy of Toy Story, so in the end, I'm going to give Toy Story 5 an A. 5 movies in, and the Toy Story franchise is still going strong. One of the greatest franchises in the world, with another great movie with Toy Story 5. Love this movie, love getting to see these characters in a situation that involves technology in a rapidly advancing world. I love this movie. It is so fun and very heartfelt with some really good tearjerker moments that this franchise does best. I loved it, and if they make a Toy Story 6, I am all in. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Toy Story 5. What are your thoughts on this movie? Let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts on it. And don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more.